Welcome to Guns, Guns, Gear, and Guns with Gary Gunderson. I am Gary Gunderson. Today we are going to go over how to disassemble and reassemble the bolt on a Swedish Mauser. And this will be the same for the M94, M96, or M9638, as they are the same across the pattern. Of course, you need to do this for cleaning, maintenance, and to inspect all the parts to make sure it's in proper working order. You don't need any tools, but you will need to push against the spring pressure of the bolt to fully disassemble, which I will cover in a moment. First things first, you need to cock it so it's under pressure and switch the flag to the upright position. Then you simply work the bolt out and hold out this bolt release. From this point, you simply unscrew the rear of the bolt counterclockwise. This will contain your firing pin, spring, cocking piece, and flag, and it is what is under spring pressure. Setting that aside, the most difficult part, if you want to, is to take off the extractor. It's not necessary every time, and something you really probably shouldn't do too much, but to do that, you're going to keep rotating the extractor claw towards you while putting some pressure on this unsupported piece here until it's off this track at the top. And then you simply push it out away from the bolt and it will come loose. Now, I've seen some people use this hole in the bolt to put pressure against to finish disassembly, but I read a translation of the Swedish manual and it doesn't say to do that. So I just have a piece of wood with a small hole in it, so it is not on the tip of the firing pin, but provides enough pressure to disassemble. So all you're doing is you're going to pull down against the pressure of the spring and rotate the rear cocking piece 90 degrees. And you can go left or right. Remove it. Gently remove pressure from the spring. Let me see if I can show that also from this perspective. Rotate, remove. And then from that point, you can take off the spring off the firing pin. If you rotate the flag all the way to the right, you can remove that from this shroud. And you can see the firing pin has two flat sides, which lines up with the elongated hole here. So that's a fully disassembled Swedish Mauser bolt. Not very difficult, very similar to some of the other Mauser patterns. And then to reassemble, it's simply in reverse. Put the spring on the firing pin, put it in your hole, get the shroud on, and it's only going to go, it can go two ways as long as you line up the flats with the cutout there. Oh, you also do need to, of course, put your flag back in the right position, switch it to up so it'll be under the proper spring tension to reassemble, pull down, rotate 90 degrees, and obviously you're going to want the rear of the cocking piece to slip into this hole there. To reassemble the extractor, you're going to want to make sure this groove goes on these points on the extractor collar. You push down, pushing on this at the point where you're still beyond the track that the claw sits in. So it goes over the top. and then you rotate it back into that track so it moves properly. Then you simply screw the rear of the bolt back into place, and it should bottom out at the proper configuration. Your extractor claw needs to be perpendicular to the bolt handle and lined up with this lug to put it back into the rifle. Take out your bolt stop, push down your magazine, and there you have it. Safety works. So, that's how you disassemble and reassemble the bolt on a Swedish Mauser. Not too complicated, similar to other Mauser patterns, but worthy of a video by itself since it is slightly different. If you made it to the end of the video, please be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel for more content, share it with others. You can support the channel by joining my Patreon with the link on the screen. That's all I really have for today. Thanks for watching.